I'm Dave Bosco, and this is Bosco 411. And today we're talking about the Walton County fire truck crash in Georgia. If you have a question or a story you want answered on this show, you can go to our Facebook page or our website at bosco411.com. Okay, within the last few weeks, Walton County had two fire truck crashes, which we are going to look at here. Both of them happened on the same road, approximately 40 feet apart. Now, a lot of these comments have been taken down. I do have some of the comments here that I'm going to have on my phone. I'm not going to put on the video. I don't want to bring up any of these people's names, but a lot of the comments are talking about driver training. Are the drivers even qualified? Speed was an issue. Now, this is the Georgia State Patrol is examining both wrecks to see if this is a terrible coincidence or if roadway improvements might be needed, because this is in the same place, the two accidents. Social Circle Fire Department, the chief showed the spot with Fox 5 News exactly where it happened. And it was brought up about trucks losing control once they leave the roadway. So a rural roadway, if you get one of these trucks that actually go off the road, it's normally a steep drop. So the investigation is not done, so we can't really say that that was exactly what the issue was. But a fire truck weighing 60,000 pounds does make a serious drop when it comes off of one of these roads on one side. Now, this road does have a sharp curve. They were talking about it here in this portion. Also, if you go to Statter 911, he also has the story on his page with some video here, talking about the actual accident itself. So I would recommend you to go there to get more on this story. Now, the fire department, they're taking into concern the weight of the fire truck with water pushing it and everything. It's hard to get control of a fire truck once it gets off the edge of the road. In total, 4 firefighters, 2 from Walton and 2 from Social Circle, were injured. And this was on January 22nd. That's when that came out. So the investigation is still going on. And hopefully they'll be able to come up with something. Now, the biggest thing is, in the comments, a lot of people are just talking about driver training. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a video here of the Seabrook Fire Department. Now, driver training is a major, major issue. A lot of people say, well, if it was a paid department, or if it was a volunteer department, or if it doesn't matter what type of department it is, it depends on your training and how you train your drivers. Because you just don't go to a fire truck manufacturer and say, you know what I want? I want one of those trucks that, that a paid department has that doesn't crash. Okay, because they don't make those. It's about the driver. It's about the department and their training. I believe, my personal opinion, that some of the best drivers are your inner city fire department drivers. Okay, these trucks are 8 foot wide. Now, some manufacturers make 8.5 foot wide trucks. Now, there is a truck in my area. It's a rescue truck that is 8.5 foot wide. Now, a lot of people don't believe that, it's just 6 inches wider. Some people believe 6 inches is a big deal. And it can be, okay? When a truck driver drives a truck every single day, an 8-foot wide truck, they become accustomed to that. A lot of fire truck drivers, they might drive a Yugo or a smart car or a Toyota Corolla or something small, and then they get into a 60,000-pound vehicle. Just like in this video, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at most likely a 60,000-pound single axle vehicle. Some of these fire trucks will come with tandem axle wheels. They can range anywhere from 75 to 78,000 pounds, mostly when you're talking about a tower truck. Now, I was a big stickler when it came to driver safety, because I firmly believe that you need to drive these trucks. And just like this video here, now this is a course that they set up, and which is very good. Now you're looking, they're driving in a straight line, they're going through some cones. The point of this type of training is to teach you how wide 8 foot is, because your standard vehicle is going to be about 5 foot wide. Okay, a small car is going to be about 5 foot wide. Big difference here, because roadways will start to narrow up a lot. You start riding around in an 8 foot wide truck on some of these back roads that are only 9 foot. You still have to take into consideration your mirrors. Your mirrors are going to stick out farther than the truck. So you need to train and understand how wide, how long that truck is, and be able, with speed and efficiency, be able to navigate that truck in between cones to mock, and like I said before, to mock your inner city roads. Okay, some of these, Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, some of these guys are awesome drivers. They're driving down one-way streets with cars on both sides and about 6 inches of clearance on both sides, running at a pretty good clip, okay? Because they know the feel of their truck. It's about taking that truck out and getting to know it. You have to know this truck. You can't just go behind the wheel, go drive through some cones, and be qualified to run this truck on top of your pump operations. Pump operations are the most important because you have lives on the other line. But then you take your driver training into effect. You have people, you have 5, 6 people behind you and someone next to you that are relying on you to keep this machine on the road. That is one of the biggest things. I know plenty of people will tell you, I can drive a fire truck through a school parking lot with about 2,000 cones and a bunch of Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies, and I'm not going to hit anybody. I know some drivers that get behind the wheel of a fire truck that are going to hit the Girl Scouts on the 2nd floor of the school selling cookies, not even in the parking lot, because they can only drive forward. Okay, you need to put yourself into situations that you may encounter. Bad weather, that is one of the biggest things. You cannot learn to drive in the snow during an emergency. You need to learn beforehand. You need to learn how to drive in the rain, how to back down a roadway without putting the truck into a ditch. I've seen that numerous times. So it's something that you need to take into consideration. This is not a video strictly about a fire truck accident or fire truck safety. It is about both. We want to make sure that the people in the fire department are safe. We want to make sure the people in that truck are safe and the public is safe. Driver training is the key. Let me know your comments in the comment section below. How do you do training in your department? How do you do driver training? Is it just strictly pump driving? Do you just drive around for a little bit? How many hours does your department put into doing driver training? Maybe we can do another video on different types of driver training. Let me know in the comment section below. Until then, this is Bosco 411. If you you like that video, hit the subscribe button and check out the other videos on our channel.